High Mountain Hunting Supply presents the Northwest Outdoorsmen.
Almost had a pretty good chance there.
Yeah, that's pretty awesome. Thank you.
Holy smokes, that fish is big.
What do you think? Good.
Yeah, beautiful bull.
Nice fish.
That's a nice coping.
It's cool. I know it's not a small one, let's put it that way.
He's a good one.
Boy, he has good lines, that dog.
Man, that's a nice bull. Nice one. That was an awesome bite.
This could be the one.
It's pretty good.
Well, let's just get in that little draw right there, this first one, and go down, see what we see there.
This week on the Northwest Outdoorsmen,
South Fork of the Powder River.
the Harrods travel to Wyoming for one of the best big game hunts they have ever experienced.
Yeah, I thought, well, we're antelope hunting, so I guess you gotta shoot long ways, baby. Yeah, that's pretty awesome.
It's all right, huh? Real tall.
High Mountain Hunting Supply presents the Northwest Outdoorsmen, brought to you by Hunt the Sun Safaris, Oregon Cattlemen's Association, Pacific Calls, The Hunting Couple, Max Lure. Pronghorn antelope can be found throughout the Northwest, but for sheer numbers of animals, Wyoming is the place to be. Pronghorn like wide open spaces and are known for their great speed, which makes hunting them with any weapon an outstanding challenge. The Northwest Outdoorsmen travel to Casper, Wyoming in search of large herds of antelope. However, the trip was more than a hunt. It was an adventure and a time to enjoy each other's company. Wyoming is a state they won't soon forget.
Well, this trip really started because Ron and I wanted to take our dad on an out-of-state hunting trip, and so we'd asked Riley if he wanted to go as well, and we were hoping that his dad could go, but unfortunately he had some issues at home he had to stay back for, and so it ended up just being the four of us going to Wyoming.
Busted.
That's a great experience to go to different states and experience not only the hunting, but the scenery and the terrains and whatever else goes with it. Like I said, I'd never been to Wyoming before, so this was a great experience for me.
In those days, did they like open up a bush beans, or did they?
First night we got here, it was raining, and we just had to pull off the road and make a camp. The next day, man, the roads were slick, and hunted that first day on four-wheelers. You know, and the first day we were just looking them over, you know, trying to figure out what to do, and we passed up 4 or 5 bucks.
See if we can see how big he is.
You know, we're good bucks, but looking for a record to start with, which didn't seem to happen, but. We didn't see any just huge bucks, but you get one 14 inches, that's not bad. So we were kind of judging that by the ears. You know, if his ears come up to the diggers and then it looked like there was another ear length on up from there, then we were considering it a pretty nice buck. You know, we're avid bow hunters, and we just soon bow hunt and then do about anything. So when we knew we were going to Wyoming, we decided that we were going to take our bows with us and give it a try. In Wyoming, you can bow hunt during the rifle season as long as you're wearing your hunter orange.
Yeah, I see it.
Well, when we were bow hunting, we recognized this one area where was going to work really well for us. It had these creek bottoms, it had kind of cut edges.
Get in there, we'll call Dad.
So what we would do is we would spot some antelope, and then we would crawl down into these creek bottoms. What we do is kind of peek up over the edge, kind of spot them once we got down there, and then we would crawl around all the corners.
Where are they? There's a buck. He was standing up. I just saw him bed down again, so there. Yeah.
We finally got around a couple of corners where we could see the antelope. We would get on our hands and knees and crawl really slow and try not to be seen, because sometimes it kind of line up, you know, where the ridge line would be, where the antelope, and they could just see right down into the drainage.
54 yards, he said.
but they were just out of range. It was just really a lot of fun.
You ready? Let's go.
You know, I really wish that I could have maybe spent some more time doing that, because as a bow hunter, you know, that kind of spot and stalk, well, that was the ultimate.
I went one hunt, thought I'd take one with the bow, and we'd spotted about 5 head down in a draw. We call them the cut bank draws, and they're really washout draws. And they were down far enough and couldn't really get on them, so we let them feed up over a hill and came back about, I don't know, about an hour later. And
They should have fed up over a little knob. We'll go down through these cut banks down through here and see if we can sneak up on them.
just an awesome stock. It was just beautiful scenery. Rich and I made our way down this draw.
Next on the Northwest Outdoorsmen.
That particular morning we saw a little group parked and got out and did our stalk. Got right up pretty close to them.
At that point, it was go or no go.
The Northwest Outdoorsman features Northwest residents hunting, fishing, and enjoying the Pacific Northwest. Just average sportsmen doing what the majority of sportsmen do, and that's doing it on their own.
Visit the Harrod Outdoors website for information about upcoming episodes, recipes from the Harrod's Cookhouse, Season 1 DVDs, knife sharpeners, and Harrod outdoor gifts, including fishing lure earrings for outdoor women.
Outfit yourself or buy them for gifts at harrodoutdoors.com.
Hey everybody, it's Kelsey with High Mountain, and I'm excited to announce that we have become the Northwest representative for Hunt the Sun Safaris. If you're looking for an opportunity of a lifetime to go hunt one of the most incredible places along the legendary Serengeti, where Elmer Keith wrote some of his best works, this is your opportunity. Check out our website at highmountainhuntingsupply.com. That's highmountainhuntingsupply.com. Click on the safari link and check us out for the hunt of a lifetime.
High Mountain Hunting Supply presents the Northwest Outdoorsmen, brought to you by Hunt the Sun Safaris, Oregon Cattlemen's Association, Pacific Calls, The Hunting Couple, Max Lure. Welcome back to Eastern Wyoming with the guys closing in on their first pronghorn.
We got 3 tags each, and you got 1 buck tag and then a doe or fawn. You know, we'd drive around and spot with the binoculars, and then when we'd see something, then we'd put a stalk on them. And that particular morning we saw a little group that was quite a ways away, and we parked and got out and did our stalk. Got right up pretty close to them. Oh yeah, the wind was howling pretty hard, made it tough, but we got our pack off, kind of laid down on that with our rifle, and so that helped a lot. Made a good shot at about, I don't know, it was 280 yards or something like that. Rich was with me and he shot his doe at the same time, and that was pretty exciting. Both of us got one.
It's our first Wyoming antelope right there. That's pretty cool.
Yeah, that was a real neat hunt. We had ATVs that we rode around on to go out to hunt. We'd put them in the back of the pickup and drive out to where we were going to hunt, and then unload and then drive on from there. And it was a good way to do it. Easy way to get around in this country.
Hair right there. Hair right there.
I went one hunt, thought I'd take one with the bow, and we'd spotted about 5 head down in a draw. We call them the cut bank draws, and they're really washout draws. And they were down far enough and couldn't really get on them, so we let them feed up over a hill and came back about, I don't know, about an hour later. And
They should have fed up over a little knob. We'll go down through these cut banks down through here and see if we can sneak up on them. Get a shot.
Rich and I made our way down this draw, and
All right, let's go.
sure enough, we spotted them. sneaking our way down through there, and luck have it, they started feeding their way back up to us, and so we kept slinking way down through the draw. When we were walking down through there, it was kind of a normal, just regular gravel bottom, but we turned this corner and it was a neat sight. The rock was all red. It had just eroded this rock down. It just got narrower and narrower. Just an awesome stock. It was just beautiful scenery. We're crawling down through there and we seen a winter kill look like of a big old 4-point buck laying there. And we got down through there and over on one side, and here they come back up to us. And man, we were like, oh, now what? So we hopped over the side of the draw, and in the interim to doing so, we had to jump across this ravine, and it was about 15 feet deep from one side to the other, so that added a little excitement to the stock.
It looked like he was walking this way. I can't tell if on that side of the fence or this side. They were on that side.
We thought they were going to feed up our side, but they ended up crossing back across.
Yeah, we came across this thing. And there's about a 20-foot drop off right down below us. I didn't bring my rock climbing gear. But they're feeding right at us, so we're in a pretty good spot. So we're just gonna be patient here and see what happens.
And we got busted by the lead doe. We thought it was over with, so we just kind of dropped. There's a little hump out there that they went behind. At that point, it was go or no go, and so I just cruised down through the bottom of the draw, up the other side, and when I got over there, I peeked up over the top of the cut bank, and the buck was standing there. I got my rangefinder out and I clicked him, and he was 72 yards. I tried to pull my gloves off. I had a hard time pulling my glove off. I didn't know if I was gonna get that thing off. I had to chew my arm off to get the thing off. And I thought, well, we're antelope hunting, so I guess you gotta shoot long ways, maybe. Peeked up over the cut bank at full draw, and there was one there. It was the doe.
Coming up after the break,
How far?
I'd say 300.
Is that blood on this thing? One down in Wyoming.
Oregon cattlemen have a heritage rich with ambition, and they care deeply about the sustainability of the state's natural resources. Producers big and small are represented by the Oregon Cattlemen's Association, formed in 1913. Today, the association works to promote environmentally and socially sound industry practices and provide hunter access.
The things that we do for our business, open space, crop, even irrigated agriculture, benefits wildlife hugely.
The Oregon Cattlemen's Association. Cattlemen care. Ultimate archery experience. Once in a lifetime. Life-changing. Unforgettable African adventure. Archery hunting like this can only be experienced in South Africa. Book your hunt today at highmountainhuntingsupply.com. High Mountain Hunting Supply presents the Northwest Outdoorsmen, brought to you by Hunt the Sun Safaris, Oregon Cattlemen's Association, Pacific Calls, The Hunting Couple, Max Lure. We are back with more High Plains hunting as Ron and Rich get into the action and Riley connects with his bow.
There's a little hump out there that they went behind. At that point, it was go or no go, and so I just cruised down through the bottom of the draw, up the other side, and when I got over there, I peeked up over the top of the cut bank, and the buck was standing there. I got my rangefinder out and I clicked him, and he was 72 yards. I tried to pull my gloves off. I had a hard time pulling my glove off. I didn't know if I was gonna get that thing off. I had to chew my arm off to get the thing off. And I thought, well, we're antelope hunting, so I guess you gotta shoot long ways, maybe. Peeked up over the cut bank at full draw, and there was one there. It was the doe. And I let it go, and I heard it hit something. I was pleasantly surprised when I walked up there. Yeah, that hair would not be staying right there in this wind. Hair right there, hair right there. Just wheeled and went down through here, huh? Didn't see a lot of blood, but we saw little tufts of hair. Found the arrow.
Yep.
It's got some greasy stuff on it. It's got hair on it. Definitely got hit. Don't know where we hit it, but passed through, looks like, where we hit through. It dove off down the ravine back to where they came up from. Probably about, I don't know, 400 yards or so. And yeah, we got bloody hair, so. We just walked back down through that draw. Found a little bit of blood we were tracking down through, just specks of blood.
Go down?
There, right?
Yeah, looks like it.
Looks like it went right along through here. And we kind of reached the end and we're like, okay, where'd it go? It either had to go down through this cut draw one way, or it had to go to the right, or it had to go up over this fence. Fine, there would be more blood on that arrow, but I found some blood up by the fence where she'd went out up over the top. Rich saw it down through the draw, so it ended up just going all the way down through this draw, and it was laying against a side hill. Figured out we could get up on top and come over and make the final shot on the doe.
What I guess I'm impressed with is the vast openness and the scenery here in Wyoming. I mean, it's just unbelievable. You can see for miles.
You know, the scenery here in Wyoming was just beautiful. There's really interesting landscape. The geology's really neat. There's lots of rock formations. I just really enjoyed the scenery in Wyoming. It's a beautiful state. Well, after we were bow hunting for a while, Ronnie and I decided that we would go ahead and pick up our rifles and give it a try. I was really fortunate. Dad and I went out one evening and spotted this really nice buck. And we just, they just got too far away and I wasn't able to get a shot. So they kind of went off in another direction, so we drove back around and was able to get in rifle range and got a nice shot at my buck.
Good shot.
What do you think, Dad?
I think that's a great one.
One day, Riley and Ronnie and I went out and got into a big bunch of antelope. Ronnie was looking to take a doe that day, and so we snuck up the hill, and Ron was able to lay down, and he made a real nice shot on an antelope doe.
Come on, Ron.
Come on.
Rich saw it down through the draw, so it ended up just going all the way down through this draw, and it was laying against a side hill. Figured out we could get up on top and come over and make the final shot on the doe. We got up on the top of the bench, and it was really a fun shot. I got to shoot down off of a real steep bank. It did go through my head, okay, how am I gonna hold this bow still, and if I can get up on her? One down in Wyoming. It's the first one I've taken with a bow. Yeah, it's pretty exciting. All right. It was just a great experience and magnificent hunt.
That's neat, Riley. Nice job.
Yeah, that's pretty awesome. Thank you.
Next on the Northwest Outdoorsmen.
There's another buck.
He's behind the sagebrush. I can't get a shot at.
See him anyway. He looks pretty nice, doesn't he?
Oregon cattlemen have a heritage rich with ambition, and they care deeply about the sustainability of the state's natural resources. Producers big and small are represented by the Oregon Cattlemen's Association, formed in 1913. Today, the association works to promote environmentally and socially sound industry practices and provide hunter access.
The things that we do for our business, open space, crop, even irrigated agriculture, benefits wildlife hugely.
The Oregon Cattlemen's Association. Cattlemen care. Ultimate archery experience. Once in a lifetime. Life-changing. Unforgettable African adventure. Archery hunting like this can only be experienced in South Africa. Book your hunt today at highmountainhuntingsupply.com. High Mountain Hunting Supply presents the Northwest Outdoorsmen, brought to you by Hunt the Sun Safaris, Oregon Cattlemen's Association, Pacific Calls, The Hunting Couple, Max Lure. Welcome back to Wyoming and Howard's quest for a big buck.
We was driving down this road just below the camp here a few miles, and we were spotting a lot of buck. Every group of antelope we saw had a buck in it, and we were glassing them and trying to figure out, you know, whether we should take them or not. Oh, there's another buck. That's a nice one there too. I was driving down the road there and we saw a little group of antelope with a pretty nice buck in it. So we drove up the hill. Now we're going to try to sneak on them over here. South Fork of the Powder River in Wyoming right over there, and that's pretty. Well, let's just try this little draw here and see if we can see them. Anyway, we'll get to the top of them and kind of peek over.
He's behind the sagebrush. I can't get a shot at him.
If they just stop. What do you think? He's walking back now? Yeah. What do you think of his size though? Not as big as we thought. Yeah, that was a cool deal right there. We couldn't get on it. It ran away. So then we decided to go on the other one that we saw. You probably hear some heavy breathing on this piece of film.
When we start planning for an out-of-state trip, we really take about 2 years. The way I start out is I like to go to the internet and look at the state's Department of Wildlife page. It's always a good idea to call one of the biologists. It's important that you start making a list of the gear that you think you might want to take. Anybody can go on these kinds of trips. It just takes a little bit of planning.
You probably hear some heavy breathing on this piece of film. So we went out on the other side of the draw there and went down off this little hill, and they were kind of below the hill and circling around below us. Let's go get some antelope, Richie. Yeah, there was 2 bucks in that group, but we didn't see the other one. He must have been in there somewhere. The buck that I shot came up around there. What do you think? He looks pretty nice, doesn't he? Okay. I think I'll take him. Take him right there?
Yep. Good shot. I think you're gonna be happy with that.
I don't think he's gonna have any front shoulders. I think I torched him right there.
Did you?
That's pretty exciting, isn't it?
That was a good shot.
Okay, let's go down and see what we have. The buck that I shot came up around there and maybe 150 to 180 yards, and I shot him, and it was a good hunt. We had a good time. Ah, here we are. Ooh, real tall. Wow. Pretty nice. Yeah, look at there. I think I'll be happy. I mean, I'm happy. I'm happy. Nice little curl on both sides. That was a good hunt. Oh yeah, do I want to come back? I'd come back in a minute. I mean, this is great. This is just fantastic. We had a good place to camp, and
So it's a really fun group that we have here, and it's special. I would just say that, Dad, we missed you, and really, next time you're with us, brother.
Now now it's time for another Harrod's Cookhouse recipe brought to you by Micklich's, Spokane's spice and gluten-free bakery since 1948. Today we're making Carol's Antelope hoagie rolls. Preheat the oven to 275 degrees. Begin by mixing 3 tablespoons of cooking oil with a half a diced onion and 1 clove of minced garlic. Mix that with Micklich's steak and salmon rub. Thoroughly coat a 3 to 4 pound antelope roast with the rub mixture. Place the roast in a roaster pan, cover, and bake for 3 to 4 hours. When it's done, you should be able to pull the meat apart easily. Mix a half cup balsamic vinegar, half cup beef broth with 1 tablespoon each honey, soy sauce, and Worcestershire. Add about a tablespoon of red pepper flakes. Pour over shredded meat. Cover, return to the oven for about another hour. Serve on hoagie rolls or tortillas. For this and other great recipes, visit the Harrod Outdoors website. Tune in next week for another great wild game recipe.
The one that was laying down looked like he had a pretty good curl in his horn, but once he stood up and took off,
They look
like
pretty
this
small.
much over their ears.
Yeah.
Maybe 10, 11 inches.
$2 there, but both small. It was a good stock though.
Yeah,
We had perfect terrain. There's some more.
We got to go down further. Okay. Right by the fence. Yeah.
We're busted.